I have something a little different for you today. We're going to make a deco mesh wreath. I posted this over on my Instagram and my Facebook account, and I had a couple of requests to do a video. So today we're going to get started with a quick tutorial. First, you're going to need a frame. They come in a whole bunch of variety of sizes. I'm going to use an 18-inch frame along with a deco mesh. This is in burlap. I recently found it on sale at AC Moore for 50% off, so it was like $4.99 or something like that. This particular one is measures 10.5 by 10 feet, and you can also buy it in 21-inch length, so it's pretty big. The next thing you're going to need are some chenille ties. As I grew up in Girl Scouts, we called them pipe cleaners. But anyway, you're just going to take those and cut them in half. And then we're going to use those around our frame. I went ahead and did some already. But in the middle sections, there's like this little crossbar that goes over. So we're going to tie one in the center of that. And then I'm going to tie another one using the pipe cleaners and going over the outside two bars that go around and just going to twist those on. And once I have those on, I'm ready to go ahead and get started. I've seen a whole bunch of different methods to do this. I found this way the easiest. So what I'm doing is just taking some of my burlap and crunching it up, and we're going to go around the entire center of this frame, going around all of the ones that are hooked onto those crossbars. So I'm just tying the end of the deco mesh using the twist ties, or the ties, the pipe cleaners, and I'm going to then go to the next one, which is on the next crossbar. So I'm kind of skipping over those ones that are on the outside rings, and I'm just gathering it up, leaving a little kind of bunch in the middle there, and twist tying that on. And then I'll go on to the next one, skipping the one on the outside and doing the middle tie on the crossbar again. So I just keep gathering a whole bunch, leaving a couple of inches gathered up before I adhere it down, so it kind of poofs a little bit. And that's all that you do. And you're going to go around the whole outside of the middle part of the frame doing that. And I actually think I show that whole part here. So I'm going to go ahead and skip into some music, and you can watch me go around the whole outside, or the middle section of that frame. So once I have the middle section done, I'm going to then start going around the outside. So I did the very last loop. I attached it to the very first section that we started with, and now I'm going to start going around and doing the outside rings. Going to do the same thing. I'm going to take a little bunch to gather it up and then twist tie it on there, and then leaving a little excess again, so I have a little gather. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to, or not adhere, sorry, that's my stamping stuff coming out there. I'm going to go ahead and twist tie that onto the frame. The outside layer done, I'm going to go ahead and start going on to my next layer. And for this layer, we're going to actually do all of the ties. So we're going to start with the center tie, which is the one that's going on the crossbar. And this is the very first section, so I've got a couple layers going on here. So it's a little bit tougher to tie this one little twist tie here. But once I get that on there, I'm going to go, instead of going to the next crossbar, I'm actually going to go now to the outside bar, the outside rings, and tie that on. and then we're going to go to the inside. So you'll see it starts to get much thicker, and the layers get starts to cover up the frame. So it looks really really nice, and you can kind of fluff with it and play with it a little bit as you're going. So now the next step here is I'm going to gather some more. With the outside, or the last layer here, I actually leave my loops a little bit bigger, so it kind of makes my wreath a little fluffier. And I'm going to go ahead and keep doing that all the way around my wreath, going from the inside or the middle crossbar and adhering the burlap to the outside rings and adhering the burlap to those. So I'll go around the entire wreath and then show you what it looks like when it's done. So now that I went around the entire wreath, I have some ribbon that I got this at AC Moore. It was 50% off. And I used this on my original wreath that I posted on Instagram. But I have a little bit left, and it was just enough to go right around this entire wreath. So I'm going to start doing a ribbon layer, and this actually helps fill in some of those gaps where you could still see some of that wireframe. And I'm starting off just by, with any of them, you don't have to start at the beginning, but I'm just going to go ahead and start off by twist tying my ribbon on and kind of doing loops going all the way around. So again, I am making sure I get all of the twist ties. I'm getting the inside and the outside layers. So I just go ahead and put that in there, and it doesn't matter if your ribbon is double-sided or not. This is only one-sided because it just kind of ends up just showing the pattern side that you need. So I even think a really nice red with some glitter would be really pretty with this as well. So I'm going to go ahead and keep looping that on there by going from all of the different twist ties or the chenille ties and putting my ribbon on. So I kind of fluff it up as I go to make sure it's looking good and play with it, and then I kind of determine which way I need my ribbon to go as I'm kind of weaving in and out of the ties. Just going ahead and adhering my last couple loops. I had just enough ribbon on that spool to go ahead and make my wreath, and I think I said at the beginning I'm using an 18-inch wreath. My original wreath that I posted was 24 inches, so that was a big wreath. And it used quite a bit of the burlap. The bigger wreath used about a roll and a little less than a half of a second roll. This one probably only used about maybe a half a roll. I could probably get two 18-inch frames or two 18-inch wreaths out of one roll of that burlap. So it's a pretty good thing. So I went ahead and adhered my last loop, just pulling that ribbon down through the back of my wreath. I'll cut it off later, and fluffing up my wreath a little bit here. And that's pretty much it. It's really easy. It doesn't look the greatest in video right here, but I'm going to post a picture at the end so you can kind of get a better look of it. And all you have to do is just kind of play around with the mesh and the ribbon, make it look as nice as you want it to look. Best way to do it is hang it up and then kind of play with it. So that is our mesh wreath that I've made for the holidays. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Here are a few pictures of my finished wreath. I did go ahead and add a couple of little sprigs of some pine cones and stuff like that I bought at Hobby Lobby. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll see everybody next time.